And we are live. What's good, Josh and man DL saying how y'all feeling? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I've been gone for a while, man. I haven't gone live since last Thursday, man. How y'all doing? Welcome to Downrange Podcast, guys. Yeah, we're coming right back with politics. It's going to be a lot of talk of politics, guys. A lot. Um, and it is what it is. Let me real quick just check the sound. Uh, uh Sound seems to be working. I've been gone. I haven't touched this equipment since I left. Um You guys know I was gone. I was down to Fort Lauderdale. I was down there last Friday. Well, Friday the 2nd. Um, Saucecast, which is Adam Sosnick's show, and Fresh and Fit did a collaboration. They came together, did a live event. I was there. Shout out to Valuetainment. Shout out to Myron and Fresh and everyone who was there. It was a good time. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a good time. Now, you guys know I'm a networker and my mission was slightly different. I was down there to do what I was doing, and my mission was accomplished. It was a very successful mission for DL Saint. And I really want to know platform and downrange podcasts and everyone involved. It turned out good. There is more to come. Let's just put it that way. There's more to come. I can't wait to let you guys know exactly how it went down and what's next and all that good stuff, man. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And you guys know it's summertime. And I am definitely in these stand-up comedy streets. I just got done performing, just got back. A place called Spitfire in St. Petersburg. Cool, the Spitfire Comedy House. Cool little joint. I mean, it's really, really cool. It's the kind of place you need as a young comedian to kind of cut your chops. I like the joint. I like it. The Gimmick also, which is in Tampa, Florida, off the chain, doing good things over there. And that's a place for creatives by creatives. Like these the people who run it, who created it, very creative, and they're doing good things. Same thing over there with Spitfire. Yeah, Spitfire. Make sure I'm shouting out the right place. You know what I mean? I'd never been there before. It's my first time. I had a really good time there. I mean a really good time. Let me pull up. I just want to make sure. Yes, Spitfire Comedy House. Spitfire Comedy House. So shout out to them if you ever in Central Florida, if you're ever in the Tampa area, definitely want to go check them out. They also do improv. I'm not an improv guy, but they do improv. And I assume it's good. They had a really lively crowd there. I saw a couple comics that I did recognize. I've been seeing, out here doing the thing out here, in these comedic streets. And yeah, the people there had a good time. They were there for comedy. Shout out to them. I'm so glad they let me up. Brother Dino's in the house, man. What's good, fam? How you feeling, brother Dino? Dinosaur's in the house, man. Let me give you the horn. Y'all can see I'm behind on the sound effects. Mission MLD, brother DL. Yeah, bro. Hey, I Mission minor like Dayton. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with MLD lately. I don't watch his content. I'm assuming he's still up doing his thing. I know a lot of people that he knows, if that's what you're talking about, bro. If it's MLD, if it's an or this particular MLD acronym is, maybe I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure dude's still out there doing his thing. Like his base is solid. Right? I'm just knowing that. I was hanging out after Friday's events. We did we had the VIPs were allowed to go into Valuetainment Cigar Lounge. Listen, first of all, shout out to Valuetainment, Patrick Beck David. I mean, he's really invested and he's really serious about what he's doing. He's going to make Valuetainment the best media company on the planet. I believe him. He's not afraid to invest, and he's working with young people. He's not like going out there hiring out the hired guns from Hollywood or whatever. He's giving people opportunities, man. I can't do nothing but salute that. Shout out to you, brother. Real cool guy. Got a lot of FaceTime. Got to sit down and talk. We were, me. I'm always talking that military talk. Gave him a hard time, for not being airborne. But we had a really good conversation, man. I look forward to continue conversations in the future. And yes, it looks like there's going to be a future for this old man to go down there and come out of retirement. This is what I was telling everybody down there. Like, I will come out of retirement for Valuetainment. And we'll see. We're going to keep pushing it hard. My man, Vinny Oshana, Vincent Oshana, shout out to you, bro. It was good to see Vinny. I ain't seen Vinny in years. He was telling me what's going on. Listen, y'all, it's some big things coming. Y'all going to hear from Valuetainment. Trust me when I tell you, Don't look at valuetainment and just think, oh, that's just another YouTube platform. No, Patrick Bet-David has a plan. He has a motivated team, and they're going to make things happen. I'm going to get on that team. Y'all. I'm here to tell y'all. So the mission was successful, bro. But at the end of that, I caught up with Myron, and it was Myron, it was Adam Sosnick, and they had that dude. God, I can't think of his name right now, but the one dude that the Manosphere is really talking about right now, the dude that talks, shoot, he was with Destiny. I mean, he was just recently on No Jumper. He was just recently on Fresh and Fit. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Anyway, the dude was there. Dude's like 6'4", has a beard, whatever. Zerka, thank you, brother. Yes, that brother was at the table. We were sitting there. We were in Fort Lauderdale. It was late night meal. You know how it is. He was sitting at the table, and I was listening to what they were talking about. And let's just say I didn't even get involved in the conversation. Y'all know how I am. You know what I mean? I don't talk to flat earthers, bro. Just keeping it 100. You know what I mean? But the dude has a lot of energy, a lot of confidence. And he's going to continue to do what he's doing out there, bro. You know what I mean? More power to him. I seen him making moves. But yeah, I didn't get involved in that conversation at all. Shout out to Myron, man. Thanks again, brother, for paying for dinner. Hey, Myron took care of the bill, wouldn't even take any money. Like trying to, let me get some extra for the tip. Let me do this. He wouldn't take a dime. Shout out to that brother, man. And then Fresh wasn't with us. Fresh was out. I saw him for a hot second, but he was doing other things. So he didn't actually come and join us, but it was, like Adam was there. Nat was there. Myron's people was there. I want to say Icy. Was Icy there? No, but Zena was there. Big Mo was there. Shout out to Big Mo. It was a bunch of us. We're just kind of sitting there. Y'all know how it is. It was good stuff, man. Brother Smeeb was in the house, man. Shout out from Australia. G'day. What up with you, player? Jack Black in the house. What's good? Templars, I see my knights up in this piece, man. For real. Templars, y'all, we got to meet soon. We got 3 weeks. We got to meet over the next 3 Fridays. We're going to get on that and get that going. I got some stuff for the Templars, too. So, Knights, I got something for real. I got something real for the Templars. If y'all down, rock with me. Brother Dino was like, was Friday good networking deal? Yes, Friday was absolutely outstanding networking, man. There were some young men in the house, man, who were there to network. And I got to meet quite a few of them. It was good networking opportunities there. Most of the people there were, they got exactly what they came for. They wanted a live version of the After Hours of Fresh and Fit, and they got it. So, and again, shout out to Valuetainment. Their facilities are top notch, bro. Top notch. Almost as good as Hollywood. Almost. I mean, and they could do it. It's just a matter of equipment and stuff like that. They can do it. I just think it's an all good time. But man, oh man, I was truly impressed with what I saw. And the Valuetainment team, from their sales team all the way down to their production team, man, everybody was cool. Everybody was cool. Honestly, bro, I cannot remember ever in my life being around a bunch of people who work for a company that is 100% all in with that company. There was no one there who's like, I hate my job. Not one. Everyone was happy to be there. They were engaged. They wanted to be a part of that. What Patrick is doing, Patrick Bet-David's leadership, bro, second to none, man. I'm just here to tell you. What I saw, man. It was crazy. Scam Likely is in the building. What's good, fam? Who does improv, man? There's a place called Spitfire, man, in St. Pete. Man, I'll hit you up. I'll tell you. I was just down there. I don't do improv, but I was doing the stand-up. And they actually have classes down there too, according to the signs. But I'm gonna be down there doing stand-up, and I'll find out for you, bro, like what's going on with their improv stuff, man. But I don't mess with that. Let's see. From Canada, Belly Labs. Oh, bro, listen, man. We had a good time, man. Like I just did a set. I did supposed to do 5 minutes. I went a little over. I hate running the light. And the light, guys, is when someone actually flashes you. That's the signal that your time is up. Normally they give you a light and it's like, okay, that's your last minute or your last 30 seconds or whatever. That's all you got left. I went over, I ran the light just a little bit just to get through the last bit I was doing. But the people who ran the house are like, oh, don't you worry about it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I got all the dust off. It's just a matter of just putting together the routines. I have to film myself. So I'm gonna have to put together an hour worth of material. I'm gonna have to film it. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. How am I going to do that? I doubt if I'll be able to do it in one setting. I mean, I could, but it would take a lot of resources on my part. But I might be able to swing it to where maybe I can do 4 different stages and just edit it together. Um, I might just do that. And then once I get that hour of comedy done, I send that information, that video to the bookers and stuff like that via my guy Ty Barnett. He gives it to his people. Now we get the agents involved, managers involved, bookers involved, and also they'll decide if they want to work with me, and I'll decide if I want to work with them, like picking agents. This is all part of the comedy world. Like, it is big business, y'all, big business. So I know I keep saying like I'm gonna do a proper show on it. I am. It's just I'm building this material and I don't want to burn the material until I get the mission accomplished. And by that I mean if if I just upload everything I've been doing on this YouTube channel and it just gets out there, now people have seen it. That material is burned. So I can't do that bit. I can't like do it in that order. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you got to break it up. So what I'm doing is trying to figure out how I can share this with you guys and not burn the material at the same time. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll set up one of those YouTube communities where it's like, I don't know, $5 a month or whatever, like maybe a one-time payment. So those who really want to know, I can kind of put that up behind the paywall. It's not going to be a lot of money. It's like, like I said, like $5 or something like that. But some stranger's not going to go through the process of paying $5 just to go see this stuff. But, my day ones will. So that's maybe we'll do it that way. And it'll be right here on YouTube. Like, you just kind of go to the YouTube and set up a community and go into that community, just pay the $5 or whatever. And then I'll put up, just, the videos and like the vlogs that I'm doing. Like, I always put up a vlog before I go in and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll do that, guys. And again, it's not a money grab, but it's only gonna be like I said, $5 or something like that. It's not a money grab, but I'm just trying to figure out how I can save the material. I don't want to burn it yet. I don't, not yet. I'm not quite ready to burn it. Let me go out and do it. Let me do LA, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, get down to Miami. Let me do some stages first before I burn it. So, but we'll see, man. Brother Dino was saying Zerka is bombastic, but on the drugs, yeah, man, he was, bro, facts. I don't, man, look, I was sitting back, my eyes were this big. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? You know what I mean? This was in real life. It was a head scratcher. But I'll say this about my man Myron Gaines, bro. That dude, if he's with you, he's with you. He is with you. He is with you. Like, I mean, you talk about being loyal to a fault. Like, for real, for real. That dude. And I learned on this trip that he listens to me. Like, I am the old guy. Chris, that's right. Chris was there too. And the producer of Fresh and Fit. And I was actually driving Chris and his people back down to Miami because we're in Fort Lauderdale. And I was telling Chris, like, Chris, I'm like, yo, I told him how old I was. It blew his mind. He was like, what? Like, yeah, bro, you didn't know? Like, I've been telling you I'm the old man. He called me an old man for a reason. He was like, I didn't know you were that old. I'm like, yeah, so listen to me. And I found out Myron does listen to me. He does. We were talking about some stuff that we had talked about over a year and a half ago. And Myron was actually still doing, what I suggested. Like, I recommended he do this particular thing, and he still does it. And he was like, yeah, bro, when you said that, when we had that talk, bro, yeah, I listened to you. And I'm like, wow. So shout out to my guy Myron and all you youngsters who will listen to your elders. That's all I got to say about that. Listen to your elders. On the spot live. I am the single ones in the house. What's good, love? How you feeling? Good to see you. Much love to you. I'm glad you popped in for a hot second. And again, I apologize, guys. I know I've been gone. Haven't done a live since Thursday. I got back Sunday. Was it Sunday? I got back Sunday and just kind of been running around doing stuff. I'm just keep it 100. I was just, kind of burned out a little bit. And I got a lot of stuff. I filmed a lot of stuff. I vlogged a lot on my phone. I'm just going to have to post it. I haven't posted any of it yet. Still trying to figure that out, but I'm going to do it. And even today, like, I was outside of the club, the comedy club, vlogging or whatever. Before I go on, wherever I go, I film a little bit before I go in. Thursday night, I will be at the Improv here in Tampa, doing the same thing, like doing their open mic, getting in there, networking. And, like, I'm a very experienced comic. I got over 15 years, under my belt. So here in Tampa, it just kind of sets me, it kind of like in a class by myself, if I'm being honest, like, especially coming from LA, it's like a different kind of hustle. So, and people are seeing that I'm out here actually doing my stuff and they're like, oh, okay, dude's for real. Like, he's been in these trenches for a minute. He knows what he's doing. hopefully I'll be able to parlay that into me being asked to come and host and feature for, some of their art for the acts that are coming into the Tampa area. And like I said, you guys get to see all of that. I'm gonna set up that community. I'm gonna get that done this week. So you guys will be able to see all of that. Like I'll just post the stuff, behind the scenes stuff, me talking to folks, just kind of craziness, right? So I'll post that behind the paywall. It's not going to be a lot of money, y'all. Just it's going to be enough to keep the riffraff out, right? No one's going. This channel isn't big enough yet to where people like, yeah, I'll pay to get here, all that. You know what I mean? There's plenty of free content for them to consume. We'll just do something small again, so it can help me keep from burning this material that we're building right now. So and brother Dino was like, Patrick should recognize your great potential as a podcast host, DL. Hey man, hey, from your mouth to God's ears, man. Maybe. I know that there are people on his team. They know who I am. They've seen what I'm doing and they know what I could bring to the table. The podcasting, that's cool, but I'm more, my thing is I want to get on board to help them build out the entertainment part of this. I want to, bring them. We have writers on our team. Like I work with some real cool kids from Hollywood. We got writers, we got directors, we got producers, right? I'm a producer, I direct, but we got like really skilled people that I rock with in California who are still doing it. Not so much now the strike is going on, but we got the skill. We got the skill set, and I have the skill set. And I kind of explained that to him, not to Pat, but to his people. It's like, I'm committed, to the perfect show, not just comedy, not just podcasting, but all sorts of stuff. They have the facilities set up they can actually do their own sitcom type stuff. They can do their own dramas. They can do all that. They have all the equipment needed to actually film like a weekly show if they wanted to, bro. And that's what I want to help them build. So we're gonna see how it plays out, bro. We're gonna see how it plays out. And I hope, like you said, not that I hope, I know Pat knows what time it is. We had a great conversation. Like I said, it was actual FaceTime. And then like Myron and Fresh came up and actually co-signed for me, like, yo, this is our guy. So that really went a long way. Again, shout out to Fresh and Fit for helping a brother out. So, all right, let's get into it, man. That's not what we came to talk about. I burned the first 17 minutes just catching up, letting y'all know what's going on with the comedy stuff. But man, we got to talk politics right now, y'all. What is going on with Ron DeSantis and his people, bro? What is going on? Like this, hey, like Florida is under distress. People don't understand it yet. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming soon. You guys, I've been talking about this since Hurricane Ian hit. We were talking about the insurance business and what's going on down here. It's gotten worse. It's gotten way worse. I mean, there's more and more people who are just coming forward like, yo, I was just told, I had my people hit me up today. They were like, yeah, one of their coworkers said that their insurance, their premium went up $800 for the year. It just went up $800 out of nowhere. I mean, that's a lot of money. Right? When people are like, well, that's not, and this isn't like by the water down here in Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. No, this is like in the middle of the state, like in Lutz. Like this is, 25, 30 miles north. Like, why are they paying so much in insurance? Like we have Miss AKA lady on this platform was talking about how her insurance went up. I know people, their premiums going up 15 up to 40%. And it's continuing to happen as we speak. And there's a plan by 2027 that everyone in Florida will be paying an additional coverage that they have to carry on their homeowners insurance, that they're forced to carry, which is like the same coverage that people need when they live in flood zones or whatever, or live on the coast. People in the middle of the state are going to have to pay this all over the state. Why? Because the last standing insurance company, the state-backed insurance company, is insolvent, has been insolvent. And we're right at the beginning of hurricane season. And what's Ron DeSantis doing? He's flying migrants from Texas to California. That's what he's doing. Like, and he's spending millions to do it. Like, it's tons of money being spent to do that. Why isn't that money being used to shore up the insurance company, which is insolvent? You dig? So this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And this all began months and months ago when he picked up, they hired some people to pick up some migrants and fly them to Massachusetts through Florida into Massachusetts, right? They did this before. So when that happened, people were talking about like, hey man, that might be a federal crime. That could, that could be a case. Flying people around like that. That doesn't, did they really want to go? Were they told to go? Like, were they forced to go? What happened? Right. So, and so here it is right here. Texas sheriff recommends criminal charges in DeSantis migrant flights to Martha's Vineyard. Now, this is today, June 6th, right? And this story is kind of circulating out there. But again, this goes back to when he first did this thing. A Texas Sheriff Department has recommended that the district attorney and Bexar County bring criminal charges over the first iteration of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' so-called migrant relocation program. Those flights last September sent 49 asylum seekers, most of them Venezuelan, from San Antonio to Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. All right. So that was back in September. Right. That was back in September when they had the bright idea, we're going to fly these people, these asylum seekers, away from the Texas border through Florida and land them in Massachusetts, right? And leave them there. Right. And let them deal with it. Okay. This was the plan. Why? You know what I mean? So back then, I guess they felt that this was a good move. It's going to help him, in his aspirations for the White House. And he thought this back in September. All right. I thought it was a dumb move back then, but this is what he did. According to the statement provided to the Miami Herald, this article was from the Miami Herald, by the way. The Bexar County Sheriff completed his criminal investigation into the on-the-ground operation that allegedly lured migrants into the flight with false promises of jobs and opportunities on the other end. Okay, so they sent people out there to find some asylum seekers and say, hey, if you guys want, come with us. We'll fly you to some jobs. Now, what exactly was said? Who said it? Right? Or was it representatives of the state of Florida? Like, there's a lot of questions, and that's what they're talking about. It went into this investigation. The case files includes both felony and misdemeanor charges of unlawful restraint. According to the statement, at this time, the case is being reviewed by the DA's office. Once an update is available, it will be provided to the public. Now, here's the thing. All right, so here's the thing. When this first happened, DeSantis made a public statement basically saying, yeah, I did it, and, whatever. And then right after that, he kind of was trying to back away from it. This is a problem. This is Texas. I mean, there's not a whole lot of blue inside of Texas. Most of Texas is red. And you're talking about, San Antonio. I don't know the political makeup of San Antonio. I don't know if this is a political hit piece. I don't know. But if the sheriff did an investigation and they hand over this investigation to the DA and they recommended that they act on it, and the DA is looking at it, that's bad. That's bad. And it involves crossing state lines, so it's going to be federal. They're going to have to step the investigation up to a federal level. Right? Any crime that occurs that crosses a border, the feds have to get involved. That's just how it works, right? So what the hell were they thinking? And again, the money that they got, we covered this. You can go back and watch it on this platform. We talked about this thing. The money came from the pandemic relief funds that came from the government, the federal government, that Florida never used. They just kind of sat on it, and they were making interest off that money. And the interest they made off that money is what they were using to fund this program. So that was back in September. And if anyone's kind of been keeping up with the news, there's been 2 more flights out of Texas, this time to California, to Sacramento Executive Airport. And they're investigating that. The second flight, which landed recently, said that it was intercepted on the tarmac by police. Now, they didn't say if it were local police, airport police, federal police. They just said police. I didn't really dig into that story too much. But this is going to be a problem, right? So why would you want this kind of heat if you're running for the White House? This doesn't make any sense, right? And then a lot of people, I was talking to, I forget the brother's name, but it's a brother who was on the Patrick Bet David podcast recently, he was at the event. Big time, political operative, at least he used to be. Very conservative, was in the Trump, has been like really close to Trump, really close to DeSantis in his camp. This young brother and I were talking. And I brought this up. I'm like, aren't they worried about this? Why would you do this? You could be looking at human trafficking charges, right? It could be kidnapping. Like, what are you doing? They're like, nah, there's none of that. Biden did it. Obama did it. Yeah, they were presidents. That was a federal thing. Whatever they were doing, I'm pretty sure it was cool with the law. But you got the state of Florida, the governor of the state of Florida sends an airplane through some private contractor to Texas to pick up people and fly them somewhere else in America. There is no federal protection there. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And they're going to start tracking the money. So why would you do something like this? And he just kind of blew me off. Like, you're overreacting. It's fine. It's fine. I'm like, is it? Is it really fine? And this is the problem when you're dealing with folks in politics. Everyone gets into these echo chambers and they say, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. And then it goes wrong. And then they're sitting there stuck on stupid looking at each other. I'm like, bro. And we went on to have another conversation too. We were, I personally believe that more black folks should consider the Republican Party, but we were talking about that. And he was telling me how, a lot of the big time Republicans they have these huge blind spots when it comes to the African-American community. And I'm like, yeah, because they keep rocking with the Proud Boys. They're rocking with white supremacists, or they're rocking with these people who say these negative things about the community. It's hard to get people to say, hey, man, let's rock with these people, because politically they're going to be able to do stuff for us that the other side ain't necessarily doing. But it's hard to have that conversation when you see stupid stuff, right? I'm not coming into an event for the Republican Party and it's a big old Proud Boys flag or a big Trump flag out front. I'm not trying to go talk to them people. Right. So I'm like, and so there was a conversation that kind of spawned from that. And it was, I forget this brother's name. I'll find his name in a second. And let's see, Myron was there, Adam was there. We were all kind of talking about this thing. And I didn't record it. It was one of those things. I didn't record it because they're gonna have this conversation on camera. Myron is talking more politics than he's done before. Adam's always been big on politics. He's more center left. Myron is right. He's right. Me, I'm more center right. So it's one of those things. We were talking about it. Like, man, I would love to see more black folks get involved in the political process. And I'm saying I'm cool with whoever is best for me and my family and my community. So if they're talking about bringing in, they're going to bring something to the community. They're going to open up money to the community, bring in jobs, bring in resources. I'm all for it. I don't care who does it, Democrat or Republican. Right? If in exchange for my vote, we can get more money to, police these bad neighborhoods. We can get more money for development in these bad neighborhoods and some middle-class neighborhoods. I'm all for it. Use that political leverage. But it's hard to have that conversation in America when one party, kind of skews racial, right? They just get real racial negatively. So it's like, so we were having this conversation, man. We were talking about this for a minute. And right now I'm looking for old boy, get old boy's name for you. So that conversation was going on. This is why I like networking. Like, that conversation was going on. It wasn't all about talking about 304s or whatever. And the name of the brother is Rob Smith. Rob Smith is the name of the brother that I was talking about a second ago. And let's see if I can pull him up. I got the episode going. I'm trying to pull him. Here he is. So like I said, this dude was telling me, like, he's done with politics for now. He's moving into fitness and some other things. And I ain't gonna lie to you, like he's like, I'm tired of being called Uncle Tom. I'm tired of trying to let people understand how this could benefit them in the long run. And And I ain't gonna lie to you, I felt bad for the brother. I did. I felt bad. I was like, yeah, you know, he's like, man, what? How would you feel if they called you Uncle Tom? I'm like, well, if they do it on the computer, that's one thing. But they do it to my face, man. It's you know, something gonna happen. Like, it's what it is. Something gonna happen. We gonna see. We gonna see. I mean, because I'm from where I'm from. But again, I bet, I vote for what's best for my family, what's best for my community. That's where my vote goes. And I honestly believe if you sit down and just talk to folks, they're gonna feel the same way. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, this makes sense. But let me show you this guy so you guys can see who I'm talking about. There it is right here. So this is the brother right here, Rob Smith. Right, Rob Smith, and this was on the PBD podcast a few weeks ago. Like I said, this is a political operative here. This dude right here, he's been around. He knows the game, and right now he's kind of walking away from politics. So think about that. This is a dude who's rocking with Trump when Trump was, at his height, and was right there with DeSantis before all this nonsense began, and he's walking away from it. Like, our political system it's not crumbling, but right now we just got some sorry folks at the top. You know what I mean? Just sorry. It just doesn't make any sense. And DeSantis is not helping himself at all, bro. At all. With all this kind of stuff. Brother Dino, Biden new border measures have reduced encounters from peak 10,400 per year to 3,400. DeSantis is now shifting to his war on woke and book banning. Yeah, man, like, everything DeSantis is doing right now just doesn't make any sense, especially since he's the governor of the state. All people have to do is look at what's going on in the state, and I'm telling you, it's about to get horrible down here in Florida. I don't personally see any way out outside of getting help from the federal government. The state is going to need help, and it's not just Florida that's having problems, especially with this insurance thing. It's Florida, Texas, Colorado, California, just to name a few, right? There's some other states involved as well, but they're all having trouble. Insurance companies are pulling out en masse. They're refusing to insure certain properties in certain areas. Why? Because it's too much exposure. They're just losing too much money. And insurance companies are not in the business to help you. They're in the business to make money, right? So, and anyone who's ever dealt with insurance companies, be it auto or home or whatever, you know that's the case, bro. That's the case. So DeSantis has a problem, and I cannot understand why that he's not trying to do something about this. I mean, you look at these flights. He's focused on these flights, which is dumb, right? And you're picking people up and you're flying them out of Texas to California, right? So Florida, California, and Texas are about to be in this big fight over these asylum seekers. And that's what they're going to be in the news for. That's what they're going to be bickering over. These same three states are having problems with the insurance companies. Why aren't these states coming together to come up with a plan to figure out how they're going to get these insurance companies, or figure out how they're going to be able to help the citizens of their states get their properties insured, right? Properly. Why aren't they doing that? It's going to get to a point where Texas, Florida, and California, they're not even going to want to work with each other. It's like they're like a state of war, like they're bickering. Meanwhile, Americans are going to get crushed. Absolutely, positively crushed. And this is all during an election cycle where DeSantis, right? I mean, honestly, there's no way he can get past Trump. He can't. Not with the strategy that he has. I'm going to out Trump. That is the dumbest thing in the world, right? He has the personality of a stick. People don't like him. And they're going to look at what's going on with this state in Florida. Like, no, we don't want you to control America. We don't want to put you in charge of America. Look what you did to Florida. It's really hard as a governor to win a national election when your state is jacked up. And for those of y'all who live out here, man, just keep watching. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Brother Nightish is in the house. What's good, fam? How you feeling? Good to see you. Yeah, man, I've been, I'm back on the grind. And talking a little bit about politics, man. I just really think that Ron DeSantis screwed this up. I've been saying this from the beginning. He should not be trying to even get into the race in 2024. He should fix Florida, get Florida squared away, and look at 2028. Right? I've been asking some Republican folks about that, and they're like, "No, you got to strike when the iron's hot. He's hot right now." You know what I mean? that midterm election, he came out looking like the little darling. Okay. Hey, but don't y'all realize the state is in trouble? Hey, seriously, this insurance thing is crazy, right? We're going into a depression, correction. We're going into a recession that could flow into a depression, depending on how we handle this thing, right? Most Americans have their wealth tied up into their real estate, to their properties, their homes. Well, those prices are going down because interest rates are so high. The Federal Reserve they're not showing any interest at all in bringing the interest rates down. There are people who are like, well, they're not trying to sell because they're locked in at 2% or wherever they're locked in at. But now the next problem is they won't be able to get their homes insured. If they can't get their home insured, the banks will go get that insurance at whatever cost that is and tack it on to the mortgage. Then you can't pay it. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Let's keep it 100. So people who have these homes, they're not ready for an increase in their insurance, by 50%, 48%. They're not ready for that. They're not. Most Americans can't, they can't handle an unexpected expense of $400 to $500. So where are they going to get the money to pay an additional $800, $1,200 on their insurance, their mortgage insurance? Where are they going to get that money from? You're going to go borrow it? Borrow it from who? You can't take money out of your home because you're already maxed out on, because people have been living off of their homes. Like, this is a real bad problem, right? Like, you're sitting there like, well, damn, what am I going to do? Right? You're living off the equity in your home. The bank cuts that off. Right? So what happens next? Okay, well, I'm a use these credit cards, which I just paid down from all that all that stimulus money. So my credit cards are paid down. But now you're going to have to start paying, with your credit card, which those rates are going up as well, right? Food costs are up, gas costs are up, utility costs are up, insurance is up, right? People are having a hard time paying for their cars because the average car note is $1,000. The average home is about $2,500. And then they're barely holding on. They're barely holding on. And then bam, this insurance thing hits. You must have insurance if you're financing your home. You must. If you don't have it and you can't get it, the bank will get it. And they will force you to pay it. Now you got folks who can't afford their homes. What do they do now? They let the car go or they let the house go. Like, what do they do? This is the guy. So, and the guy who was, the leader of the state, the governor, he doesn't seem to care. He's more, I'm trying to get the next job. I'm trying to get into the White House. Like, bro, what are you doing? Mark my words, there's going to be a big storm that's going to hit Florida during this hurricane season. There's going to be a big, nasty storm that hits Florida. And when it does, that's it. That's it. This is all you're going to hear about. I guarantee you right now, I'll bet right now, $1 to a donut, DeSantis drops out the race as soon as that storm hits. As soon as that storm hits, because they're going to look in this insurance thing. They're going to look at all this stuff like, okay, where's the money going to come to fix all these homes? And all these Floridians are out here. And then people, banks are going to be taking these homes back because people are going to be walking away, leaving the state. Leaving the state. Speaking of leaving the state, DeSantis signed this crazy illegal immigration bill. Right. And it's just like, and now you have undocumented workers leaving the state in mass. En masse. Y'all thought y'all watermelons were expensive last month? Give it 3 or 4 more months, because these watermelons are going to be going rotting in the fields because there's no one there to pick them up. The people who are out there picking these watermelons are mostly Mexicans and people from Central America who come up here on guest worker visas, and they come and they make around $14, $15 an hour. They work hard. There are no restrictions. They can work as many hours as they want. They come up here, they bust their butt, they make this money, right? Easily making $1,000 a month. I was watching this news article. They were saying they were making $1,000 a month. I think it's more than that. I think they're making closer to $1,000 a week, to be honest with you, because they're out there and they're allowed to get this money. They're allowed to get it. So that's what's going on right now. in Florida. You got migrants, illegal, undocumented. You know, it is true that if you're undocumented, that means you're here illegally. It is, you know, people just hate to use that term, illegal alien, but that's what it is. If you came into the country illegally, you're undocumented, or you overstayed your visa, or however, you know, legal documentation used to get into the country, that's a problem. But if you enter the country illegally, you have to leave. That's just that's how the law works. So DeSantis is trying to show that I have this tough stance on immigration. But the states, like in Florida, agriculture is run by that undocumented labor force. That's who's out here working. It's not just there. It's the contractors. Contractors come up here from Cuba. They come up here from the DR, from Venezuela, especially Venezuela right now. You probably got a lot of people coming up here from Argentina. So you got people coming into this country, and they're skilled laborers. So if you need to put a roof on your house, you could go holler at old, you know what I mean, old boy from Venezuela. He gonna go ahead and put that roof on the house. You might have a whole team. It's gonna save you money. You're gonna be able to get quality work done. It's gonna hold up to inspection. But they're leaving. They're leaving. They're like, hey man, this law ain't worth, and it's not worth it. Like this law, right? If they catch me, they talking about locking me up for 10 years and then deport me. Because that's how tough the DeSantis wanted to make it. It's people like, oh, let's do this. Let's show how tough we are in Florida. That's going to get you into the White House. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Brother Grios is in the house, man. Grios Vision, what's up, man? Top dog photographer, videographer. If y'all need any work, man, I need to holler at my man right here. He's done work for me. He's on point. Networking is key and vital to success. Shout out to you, bro. Not shout out to you, man. You're right about that. Networking is key, bro. It is key, brother. Dino DL. What GOP new policies or ideas do you know and can get behind? Tax cuts. I'm not a fan of tax cuts, bro. I think the GOP has gone too far with that. You know, cut taxes, cut taxes, cut taxes. We need the revenue. We need to be smarter with that money. There aren't any plans out there right now that I think will actually become law. I mean, people, you know, this election cycle, the Republicans and Democrats are going to tell you whatever they think you want to hear, but at the end of the day, they ain't going to change shit when they get in the office. You can't just send the same people back. You know, I'm just keeping it 100. But where I am financially, I gotta rock with the Republicans. I gotta rock with them. You know what I mean? I don't want to waste all that tax, you know, all my tax money. I don't want to waste that. But we need, actually, you know, we should be paying a little bit more in taxes. I mean, you know, we brought up the debt clock last week. That debt clock, man, is crazy. America, we're in too much debt. So I just think that there are politicians out there that you'll never, ever meet, right? You only meet them when you go out and you actually, you know, see who's elected where and doing what. There are politicians out there who understand, like, yeah, man, we need more tax revenue, but we need to be smart about it. Right. So to answer your question, bro, like I can't think of any GOP policy right now, or a new policy right now that is going to turn the tables. But I do believe that there are people out there who have these plans. I mean, I look at Andrew Yang. Like, if we keep doing what we're doing, you're going to have to go with, you know, like a freedom dividend, right? Like what Andrew Yang is always talking about. You're going to have to go with that, which sucks. Now we're just giving people more money. We're just giving them money. And that's like, you know, we're talking about UBI now. We're talking about universal basic income. We have all these things. Technology has gotten to the point where, like, we're no longer in front of it. We're behind it now. And, you know, people are going to be losing their jobs. We talked about AI. We talk about AI all the time on this platform, man. AI is taking real jobs, high paying jobs away. Like I said, go back and next time you guys get a chance, you know, read my bio, read my description on YouTube. Read that description. I put out, man, that was AI that wrote that. I went to AI like, hey, can you write me a description for my show? And boom, out that came. 15 seconds later. Yeah, it took about 45 seconds. The AI asked me a couple questions. I answered the questions, and then boom, it spit that out. I'm like, this is great. We used to hire people to do that. Right? As a comedian, AI can write jokes, bro. You give AI a premise, it'll write you a joke. Real talk. And the jokes aren't half bad. I'm just being honest. Right? AI can write stories. It can write you a story. AI can write you a script, a complete script. All the way broken down, Hollywoodized, everything. It can write you a script in, you know, in that format. AI can do that. That's why the writers are on strike in California right now, in Hollywood right now. All their jobs are in jeopardy, especially the writers out there now, because they suck. They don't even know how to tell their own stories. They're probably being used in AI, right? So it is what it is, man. But I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, brother D. I'm gonna look at some, but there are none out there right now off the top of my head. Like, there's no Republican out there that I'm crazy about. You know what I mean? I'm warming up to, is it Tim Scott? I'm warming up to him. After his show, his interview on The View, I'm warming up to that. But there's no one out there right now that I'm crazy about. Brother Dino, Texas sheriff recommends charges in case of DeSantis flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard. Yep, and we read that article real quick. You know what I mean? I am the single one. She's like, wow, yeah, real talk. Real talk. I mean, it's, Americans have to look at all their options. It really is a case of the have-nots and the have-yachts. I'm just being 100 with y'all. It's those old arguments, systemic racism and all that. We got to modify that argument. You can get it, but right now that gap between people like Patrick Bet-David and people like us is getting bigger and bigger. You got to get on that team. You got to get on that team. All the politicians in DC are wealthy. They're on that team. They are 1%ers. They're not going to tell you that. Like Nancy Pelosi is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She went to DC broke. Keep your eyes on AOC. I ain't mad at AOC. I ain't mad at her at all. But I'm just saying, just keep your eyes on her. You're going to watch her wealth increase. What's the name of the crazy Republican? She didn't even finish high school. I can't think of her name right now. Right? Watch her net worth. Keep your eyes on these people, both sides. You get to DC, you're going to get the money. They're going to come and pay you the money so you can do what they need you to do. I think this is bad for all of America. It's just this. It is what it is. It's time to pick a team, y'all. It's time to pick a team. So, you look at someone like DeSantis, he's not it. DeSantis, I'm looking at what he's doing now. I thought he did a good job prepping for Hurricane Ian, which he did. It was like he knew what to do. He did it in advance, and it was great. Now, looking back on it, I believe that he was doing that because he's thinking about going to the White House, not because he wanted to help Floridians. I really don't believe that DeSantis is trying to help Floridians. He don't care at this point. When you look at what's going on with this insurance thing, when you look at signing that bill for undocumented workers, that was dumb. There's a Newsweek article out there right now. There are Republicans in the state right now trying to convince undocumented people to stay. Man, they didn't mean that. There's nothing in that bill that can really you can't really get locked up. They're just saying that he's just trying to get into the White House. They're trying to get people to stay because they realize the effect, the negative impact is having on Florida. DeSantis has to deal with this during an election cycle. You think Donald Trump is going to let that ride? No. Trump's going to sit there and tell his stories. Right. And then Trump is looking at another indictment. They're talking about indicting him on the documents right now. That's supposed to be a thing. They're saying that they might be announcing this federal indictment on those documents. When he had those classified documents and those above secret documents at Mar-a-Lago, those indictments might get handed down, and he still is not going to stop running for president. He's not going to stop. He is going to destroy DeSantis, and he's going to make it real tough for all the other Republicans that are running. And look how many Republicans are running. Like, it's a ton of Republicans. They all see that the seat is wide open right now. Look at the Democrats. Who's running on the Democratic side? RFK Jr., who most people don't even, they know the name, but they didn't know he was political like that. You know what I mean? Cornel West just announced he's going to run. No one really, there's no big heavy hitter Democrat on the other side trying to run. And let's keep it real, Biden is way too old to be president, y'all. Way too old. And I'm not okay with Kamala Harris being president of the United States. I don't like her. I didn't like what she was doing in California. I only warmed up to her when she did the Breakfast Club show when she was running for president. I warmed up to her because she kind of opened up a little bit, but nah, man, I'm cool with her being a senator. I'm not cool with her being president of the United States. I mean, she playing chess. She positioned herself in the perfect manner. You know what I mean? I am a single one. Say, what do you think about Pence? Another empty suit. I would say Pence is a real conservative. I think he believes the talk that he talks, but he's an empty suit. You know, I don't really see him doing anything great for America. Like I said, I'm really curious to see when and how Liz Cheney is going to run. I mean, I like Nikki Haley, like those two. Um, so I don't know. I'm sitting here. Let me find my list of candidates. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to do another show to update the list. But I take notes and I keep all the notes right here. Let me see. So, but Pence, I'm not crazy about Pence, and neither are the Republicans. So, Rand Paul, I'm not crazy about him. Joe Mnuchin, maybe. Brian Kemp, maybe. Liz Cheney, I want to see what she has to say. I like Andrew Yang, you know what I mean? So, there are a lot of, there are going to be a lot of names on the Republican side, a ton. But, to even take this job, like they're coming in, they're taking this job that's, America's going to be in a very bad place come 2024. A very bad place. Like this thing with the regional banks isn't over, not by a long shot. This, commercial real estate is just beginning. It's crumbling right now. It's crumbling. So, like I don't, it's just one of those things. Like I don't know why these people would even want to run right for president of the United States. We're gonna do another update because more and more people are getting into it. Like I said, I like Sununu. I would like to see what he's about. He seemed to have been doing a pretty good job in his state. So I don't know. The problem is Trump. Trump is definitely wrecking the Republican Party. It's going to be a lot of Republicans that don't come out and vote this cycle. It's going to be a lot. Let's say DeSantis gets in. Let's say that he really gets into some trouble legally. Federal trouble, right? They start getting people around him. They start coming after him. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, and it's going to leave the Republicans, especially the hardcore Republicans, the people who think that the vote was stolen and all that kind of stuff. They're really going to go crazy. And then the moderate Republicans, the people who are just conservative and, like with good values and stuff like that, they're going to be like, man, what have they done to my party? So they're going to just stay home probably or come and vote, but they're not going to vote on certain offices. Like they're not going to vote for the Republicans or whatever. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy at a time that we need a leader. This is a bad time for America. This is a bad time for America. So, I mean, the dollar is still going to rule the world, right? I don't see America going out like Venezuela or Argentina, which is really bad with their inflation. But Jerome Powell's going to continue to fight inflation, and they're going to let the pain filter down to the bottom. The very wealthy folks, they're just sitting back on cash and they're waiting for deals to come out. So it's so much going on right now. It's crazy. And at the end of the day, if you poor, you really don't care, right? You just don't care. You were already at the bottom getting squeezed. You don't care. If you're rich, you're like, cool, I'm just going to sit on some cash. I'm going to get my cash. I'm going to, sell off whatever, get cash. And then when these deals come, I'm just going to buy everything up. Simple as that. And then we got these banks that are too big to fail, and they're going to be buying up these little banks backed by the federal government. We're in a bad place, y'all. Let's just keep it 100. We're in a bad place, but I'm not crazy about Pence. Wonderful 34s in the house. What's good, fam? See, brother DL, Tim Scott could still be a version. Really? You being serious? A real version? Let me see. He's a religious Bible basher and out of touch. Word? That's crazy. That will definitely change my opinion. And if dude's a virgin, I'm not voting for him. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Man, now I gotta look that up. You done put something on my mind. I gotta look that up. Dude's a virgin? Whoa. And Sununu's not running? That's crazy. I think maybe he said that he's going to wait a little while longer. Um, but I would, I was looking forward to that. So I'm gonna have to really start digging into it. I got people sending me stuff every single day. It's to the point I'm like, oh, bro, I can't even read all this stuff, but I'm gonna have to because we're gonna have to start looking into it. I encourage everybody to get involved in our political process. We have to get involved, no matter how bad it seems. We got to get involved at the local level. There is some bad stuff coming, and you just can't sit back and be like, well, I didn't vote. You got to at least go out there and vote. Say you tried to do something. You just have to. Um, I just Biden is too old for 4 more years, in my opinion. Man. He's not going to make it. He's just too old, and I'm not cool with having Kamala Harris as president. I mean, once she's in there, she's in there. I'm not cool with that. So, man, I don't know. And again, all this goes back to the DeSantis. All this goes back to DeSantis. I don't think he has a shot in hell being president of the United States. Why? He can't get by Trump. He cannot get by Trump, and he's not paying attention to his own state. That's what it boils down to. People in Florida are hurting right now. There are people who got hit by Hurricane Ian who they can't even get their home fixed because the insurance companies are paying them pennies on a dollar for the claim. They're not even, paying them what is owed. Could you imagine that? You paying all this insurance money religiously on time for years. Your home gets knocked down by a hurricane, or the roof gets blown off by a hurricane, or there's flooding, and your insurance company says, nah, we're not going to cover that. And the state backs them. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? The thing that DeSantis did with NASA and SpaceX. If a piece of rocket debris falls on you or falls on your house, deletes you or destroys your home, you can't sue them in the state of Florida. You probably have to, seek out some sort of federal means of doing it. DeSantis he's signing all these crazy things, and I don't know what they're thinking. Like, you don't think this stuff is going to come bite you in the butt? Elon Musk is your homeboy, so you basically made it to where no one in your state can sue Elon Musk if one of his rockets go rogue and blow up and people on the ground get hurt. That doesn't make any sense. How is he going to be able to get to the White House? And you got someone like Donald Trump who's going to point out every single thing. Every single thing. I mean, the school system is jacked up because no teachers want to stay in Florida. There's so many issues down here in Florida, y'all. I live here. I get to see it every day. There's so many issues down here in Florida. I don't know what DeSantis is thinking. DeSantis should not, it's too late now, but he should not have tried to run in this election cycle. He should have waited to 2028, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure there were smart people who told him this, but he didn't want to listen. And I have it on good authority that there are people around DeSantis that only tell him what he wants to hear. There's no one in his circle telling him no or pushing back, not a single person. And this is why he's going to get destroyed by someone like Trump. And that's not the kind of person I want in leadership anyway, bro. I want to hear the downside. How is it everyone here? I got 10 people in the room and all 10 people are saying thumbs up, everything is good. Nah, no snafu anywhere. This is government. Something has to be bad. If no one can tell me something bad, I'm firing half the room. Get me 5 more people in here. I need to know what's really going on out there. But this guy doesn't want that. This is one of those dudes like, don't give me no bad news. Just like the Witch and the Wiz, that one song, no bad news. I don't want no bad news. Don't nobody give me no bad news. That's not leadership. That's not leadership. So I just wanted to bring that up, y'all. I just want to be real quick. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the red pill stuff that's going on. There's a lot of craziness going on in the manosphere. People keep saying like it's falling apart. There's no more manosphere. That's not true. It is falling apart. That's true. But there's always going to be men out there looking for help, seeking answers. I hear the same questions over and over again, no matter where I am. I don't care if I'm in LA. I don't care if I'm in Dallas, Atlanta, DC, New York, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. The men there are asking the same questions. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And tomorrow I got to perform as well. I'll be at the Gimmick tomorrow performing and doing my thing. And then tomorrow night I'll be at the Salsa Spot. On Wednesdays they have lessons. You can go and practice so you can be ready for Friday. So now summertime I could go on Wednesdays and I can get my, get my dance on, get my salsa on. So I want to thank y'all for rocking out with me, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's gonna be summertime. I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm just gonna be putting stuff up when I can. We're gonna just keep doing this. I'm gonna start looking at what's going on the Democratic side as well. But it looks like the Democrats are in lockstep behind Biden. That Biden-Harris ticket looks like that's what's gonna be. I don't see RFK really doing anything, and there's that other Marianne, whatever her name is. I don't see that going anywhere. So the only real talk is going to be about, who's going to be on the Republican side. We'll see. We shall see. It's going to get ugly though for those Republicans out there. It's going to get ugly. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with I really want to know, and then some shorts. I'm gonna be posting some more shorts, editing up some shorts, putting that stuff up there, and we're gonna keep pushing forward, y'all. And I'm definitely gonna get on that community thing, so I can post what's going on with the comedy, and for those who want to see what's going on, y'all can just kind of duck behind the wall and see what it really is and what it's like. But it's fun. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's fun. It's a good time. I like doing it. It's just it is what it is. You're in the trenches, you're out there networking, you're trying to make it happen. But it shouldn't take me long. It should only take me a few more weeks to get where I want to be comedically, and then start setting some stuff up in some different cities and kind of going from there. I get probably the first city I'm going to go to will be Fort Lauderdale. I'll probably do some stuff in Fort Lauderdale, do some stuff in Miami, and then we'll look to Dallas and Atlanta, DC and New York. So wish me luck, guys. Thanks for rocking out with me. As this is always fun, but like I said, I just wanted to pop on real quick, just do a quick hour and talk this stuff, man. And I'm gonna do some research. Brother Dino, I am going to find out why Shanunu isn't running. That's crazy. And Tim Scott is a virgin. I'm gonna have to look into that, bro. I don't believe that for a minute. I thought the dude was married, to be honest with you. But anyway, we're gonna look into that. Thanks for the info. Thanks for making me think about it. Like, what? He's a what? We gotta get him laid. So, all right, y'all. I hope y'all have a good night wherever y'all are doing, whatever y'all doing. Stay safe. You know what I mean? Sweet dreams and all that, man. I hope everything is going the way you want it to go. I hope your family is safe. I hope you are safe. And just remember, y'all, we gotta get in the mix, man. We gotta look out for each other. I am my brother's keeper. And that is what it is. Brother Dino is saying the 2023 White House Correspondents' Dinner. Did you watch? I did not watch. I had a friend who was there. I did not watch that, bro. I did not watch that. Roy Wood Jr. Yeah. I know who dude is. I saw him a little. He's like, you're starting to see him over different shows and stuff like that. I think he was on the Daily Show for a minute as one of the temporary hosts. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get around to it. I promise you. I'm gonna get around to it. But dude, he can't be gay, man. I mean, he can't be a virgin, bro. Can't be. I don't believe it. But we'll see. So I'm out, man. Thanks for watching, man. Brother Dino, man. Thanks for rocking out with me. I appreciate you, bro. I am the single ones in the house. Wonderful 34. Everybody who was here tonight, man. Thank y'all so much. You know what I mean? Brother Schmeebles all the way from Australia came in. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I really do. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow with some Manosphere Red Pill stuff, guys. It's gonna be fun. I'll probably wind up getting a couple comedians to come on and talk about some stuff if I can find some who ain't that crazy. These comics out here, these open micers out here in Tampa, man, they crazy for real, bro. They crazy for real. But I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Man. I'm DL saying this is the Downrange Podcast. Boom, there it is right there. Yo, y'all have a good night. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.